Welcome to the first Ukulele Club. I don't have a noun for this. I feel like it's the Ukulele Club something. I don't know quite what to call it. The first session of the Wood County Public Library Ukulele Club on the Carter House porch, on the Carter House lawn, depending on your perspective. I'm Jason. I work at the library. These are the Grande Royale, including me, are the Grande Royale Ukulelists of the Black Swamp. Jeff and Sheri have their band uniforms on. I have my librarian uniform on. We've done what's that?
We're making fun of Anne for not being in uniform.
Anne's here too.
I'm sorry.
Anne's here too.
Anne looks nice.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about what we were going to wear actually, so I think it worked out fine. It's a nice variety. I am sort of technically in charge of, or at least responsible for, this program today on behalf of the library, being a librarian. Max is here live streaming the event for us, and Kelsey's here taking pictures. And
Hi, Kelsey. Hi, Kelsey.
this is exciting. I was just told a couple of days ago that this is right now, at least, the only live in-person adult program that the library is offering this summer. So welcome, we're glad you're here. Hi, come on in. We've done ukulele programs at the library before, but that was mostly all before I became employed by the library. So I have additional responsibilities now. I would have to put the chairs away if you hadn't brought your own. So thank you. I would have to unlock the building and lock it up again if Max hadn't already done that, so thank you.
We're hoping he didn't lock it because this is one of your chairs.
And one of my other responsibilities is to let you know there are a wide variety of other library programs being offered this summer. Some of them on Zoom, some of them on Facebook Live, some of them on Facebook in various other ways. The Ukulele Club, of course, is happening on Mondays this summer, the second Monday of each month. So the next one will be August.
July.
That's right. This is June. July. It's right here in front of me, but why? I don't know. It doesn't feel like July. Somehow I got it in my head it was July already. Okay.
You need to play some
July
music,
12th.
clearly.
We need to play some music. That is true. July 12th, we'll have another Ukulele Club session out here if they don't fire me. And between now and then, on June 29th and 30th on Facebook, get ready to rock trivia with WCDPL's virtual music trivia. Now, contest? I don't know if there are there prizes? Are there prizes for music trivia? Do you know? Okay, it's just fame. It's just fame and glory.
And believe me, that goes a long way.
Our band operates primarily on fame and glory. There will be a Google form on the library's Facebook page opening 4 p.m. June 29th. Music trivia questions. And you'll be competing for that fame and glory. Check the library website. Maybe consider following the library's Facebook page if you don't already. Feel free to check out our band website also, or our Facebook page, grubsmusic.com, or Grubs Music is the name of the page also on Facebook. And now, should we play a song?
Yeah.
We're going to start by playing a song, because then we'll all be much more relaxed up here. Which one is it going to be?
Well, Anne isn't here. She's going to get chairs.
Oh,
So
I was wrong.
it has to be one without Anne.
I was wrong. No. Instead of that, I've been talking for 5 minutes already. Do you have a suggestion?
Should we-
Playing without Anne?
Why don't you talk about chord Z so that
Okay.
everyone
Start
can...
with chords. We'll
All right.
start with-
Instead of that, will get you ready for the first song. All right, so I don't know, and we might talk about this for a few minutes later. I don't know what your previous experience is with the ukulele or with other musical instruments or whatever, but here's something that anybody can do. Take the ukulele, if you have one, lay all 4 fingers of your chosen fretboard hand across the fretboard. Just lay all 4 fingers across all 4 strings, gently touching, not holding them tightly. You should be able to still swing it like a pendulum, but not drop it. This is popularly known, outside of the United States at least, as chord Z. You may know, even if you don't have much musical experience, that most musical notes and chords and scales are named after letters of the alphabet. Z is what we call this one. It's not A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. It's Z, and it's perhaps the most useful one, because if you don't know what key the song is in, if you don't know what notes to play, if you don't know when to change fingerings, you can play this all the way through. So give this a shot. This is something beginners don't necessarily know, but it's also something experienced players don't necessarily know. This is one of the most useful ways to play your instrument around a campfire, especially if somebody shows up with a guitar that's not tuned. You can play along with them, no matter what. Having done that, one little handy tip, I'm not going to dwell on this a lot now, but I'll probably bring it up again next month. I think one of the most useful specific things to practice, we're not going to talk a lot about practicing, we're going to talk a lot about making music and having fun, but one of the best ways to contribute to your own future fun making music is to make sure that you have the ability, which comes with a little bit of practice, of doing your up and down strokes consistently at the same speed and roughly the same volume. And you might want to start slow. And then when you're doing this faster, then all you have to do to play interesting rhythms, and this applies even if you're playing chords other than Z, all you have to do is leave out a stroke once in a while. One of the things that not only beginners but intermediate players do that isn't helpful for them is that they try to play fancy, complicated, syncopated rhythms all with a downstroke, playing all the notes in the same direction. The trouble is, it's really, really, really difficult, next to impossible, to do that accurately. It's much easier to play complicated rhythms accurately if you start with simple rhythms and make sure you can do them consistently. And then just make them fancy, not by adding notes, but by subtracting notes. Okay. Having said that, if you're not sure what kind of rhythm to play or when to play your Z, I always start with 2 and 4. So if the song is going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. For 90% of the songs that you're likely to play along with, playing on 2 and 4 is what's going to sound best. If it's a John Philip Sousa march, 1 and 3. But otherwise, generally, 2 and 4 is going to be good. And now a song. So feel free, if you know the song, play along. If you don't know the song, consider doing a little of this.
Ophelia too complicated for that?
No.
No? Okay.
Ophelia's perfect for that.
Okay.
There's almost always somebody doing this when we play as a quartet. It's not just a thing we tell beginning folk to do. There's almost always one of us doing exactly
Yeah,
that.
we do it a lot.
We do it a lot.
This is a song that we've played almost every time we've performed over the last, is it 8 years now?
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. And so
Sorry, I need to sit.
feel free to strum along. It's in the key of C, and there's a few complicated chords in there, but you got your C and your F and your G, and a few others. But feel free to play along at the level that you're able to. And here we go. It's called Ophelia by the band. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chords on the window, mail by the door. Why would anybody need so quickly for Ophelia F? G, where have you gone? I can't think of it. The whole neighborhood just ain't the same. Nobody knows just what became of Ophelia. Tell me what went wrong. C7. Was it something that somebody said? Honey, you know we broke the rules. Was somebody up against some law? Honey, you know I got for you, Sheri. E7, A7, D7, F, G, then to C. Ashes of laughter, the ghost is clear. Why do the best thing always disappear like Ophelia? Please darken my door. And to C7, F. Was it something that somebody said? Honey, you know we broke the rules. Was somebody up against the law? Honey, you know I got for you. They've got your number. They're scared and running. And I'm still waiting for the second coming of Ophelia. Please come back home. Thank you.
Nice, Jeff. No,
Okay.
not too much space, right? Yep. Rarely is there much space. I don't think I've ever heard it happen.
You may have noticed, even if you're not a ukulele expert yet, you may have noticed I was playing a different instrument than everybody else. Ukuleles are much more versatile than I used to think they are. If you want to get a band together, wrangle somebody to play bass. Regardless of if it's a recorder ensemble, a kazoo ensemble, a ukulele
Hey,
ensemble.
don't say kazoo.
Oh, sorry.
Those bass
I said the
kazoos-
K word.
Don't say that word.
Bass kazoos are hard to find. I think they're called jugs.
Good point. But a bass instrument will always make your band sound better than it is. If it's tuned up.
What did you just say about that?
It's the secret sauce.
It's the secret sauce. A bass instrument is the secret sauce. Okay, so there's about 6 of you here. I thought I'd say try to get a feel for what everybody is looking for here, hoping to accomplish today. We may or may not be able to meet your goals, but I hope we'll have something to offer. I'm Jason. I did a lot of choral singing in school. I played clarinet and saxophone in band up through high school. Picked up the bass guitar when I was about 25, and picked up the bass ukulele about 8 years ago. And I think I've had about 4 of them now. I currently own 2 bass ukuleles. This is my second one, which is why I forgot it didn't have a strap on it today, and I had to sit down. It doesn't take long after you acquire your first ukulele to acquire your 7th. The bass ones are a little more expensive. The strings especially are more expensive, so that slows you down a little. So I don't think none of us started out as ukulele players, for what that's worth. Maybe let's do this to keep it interesting. Let's go back and forth. Let's hear from one of you and then one of us.
All right, I'm Jim, and I'm not a musician. All right, but I'm just having a blast. I was telling Sheri earlier that my grandniece had a little purple soprano ukulele when we stopped to visit, and I tuned it up for her, and then she spent the next month singing "My Dog Has Fleas," driving my niece crazy. So, where I'm at is I have friends who are musicians, and they let me hang out with them. I'm starting to understand the language. It's
like
kind of
being a
like
drummer.
I recognize Italian when I hear it. I can't speak it. Okay, I recognize music when I hear it. I still can't speak it. But where I'm at, I know most of the chords. But what really helped on that Ophelia is if I had the chord sheets to know what the progression was, because I don't know when you say key of C, I don't know what the chord progression is.
Right.
So
that's something we can talk about. It's just kind of how
yeah,
the
gradually.
basic chords go
You said
together.
it was like C, G, and F, okay? But then what order?
Right.
Okay, and then you threw some G7s and C7s.
Well-
A7s, like, you know, so.
We were showing off.
That's okay.
That's true.
Yeah. If you are a non-musician who wants to hang out with musicians, a ukulele is the perfect instrument for that. Not least because of chord Z. You can do this. You can do this kind of dry, choppy strumming on other instruments. It really works on the mandolin and the ukulele. It doesn't work as well. It doesn't sound as good on a lot of other instruments. But on the ukulele, you get a really fantastic snare drum sound sometimes just doing this, and it blends well with other instruments. So. It's my favorite way to play along with people when I don't know the song, or I don't know the chord progression, or whatever. This is a good way to be musical, no matter what.
I should point out that Jim has a special kind of ukulele. I'm a proud owner of one of these too. This is an 8-string ukulele. Most ukuleles have 4 strings. I was pleased to find out that these existed. I saw a picture of Taj Mahal playing one, and I said, "Oh, these things exist." I'm a mandolin player originally, and so 8 strings is my home turf. But that's a beautiful instrument you have there.
There's nothing magical about it. It's just that 2 of the strings are tuned the same, the other 2 are octaves. So that's, just, this is G, C, then E and A. So,
In other words, it's like a 12-string guitar,
yes.
except that it's not a guitar,
It's not a guitar.
and it has 8 strings.
Thank you, Jeff.
If you haven't seen our stage show,
Thank you, Jeff.
that joke might be new to you.
They still laugh.
It's funny
laugh
every
about
time. I get sort of mad at him when he doesn't tell that joke during the show.
Did you want to say anything else about your
Why don't we,
anything?
since I brought it up, we'll pass it over to me now. As I confessed, I'm a mandolin player. I started playing mandolin about 50 years ago when I was in high school, and played for years and years in various kinds of combinations. And I also knew the basic, first position chords on a guitar, which helped me learn the ukulele later. I started to learn the ukulele, and I thought, how come my hands are smarter than my head? And it's because I knew all the chord positions. It's just that they were on 4 strings instead of 6 strings, and in a different register, right? If you played the G position on a ukulele, it comes out as a C. Right? So, if you know guitar already, you're in business, and maybe you'll be smarter than I was and know that already. I also played harmonica and a few other instruments, but mainly mandolin. And then these guys asked me if I wanted to join a ukulele quartet, and I said, I play the mandolin. And they said, "Go get a ukulele." And I did, and mandolinists have this relationship to ukuleles. People often come up when you're playing the mandolin and they say, "Is that a ukulele?" And you say, "No, it's a mandolin." So I never even thought I would play a mandolin. I mean a ukulele. And then I got one and started playing it, and I realized you cannot play a ukulele and not feel better than you did before you started playing, after you started playing. So it's a great instrument, and I've been doing a lot of ukulele playing and not so much mandolin playing.
Did you have a question?
I was going to say, what's the difference between the mandolin and the ukulele?
Very good question. These are both small instruments, right? About the same size. A mandolin is tuned like a violin. That is, it's tuned like a guitar, the relationship between the strings. But on a mandolin, it's in fifths, like a violin, the difference between the strings. And it has 2 strings for each note, right? They're called courses. And so even though it has 8 strings, it has 4 basic notes. And those 2 strings together make it very easy to play what everyone associates with the mandolin, and that is the tremolo. It doesn't work as well with a single string unless you're Sheri. She can do it really well with a single string. But that's a typical mandolin style. And they have very different histories too.
Hi, I'm Susan. I started playing guitar last July and taught myself with online sites and lessons. And then in November, I just thought I would get a ukulele because I wanted it to help me be more comfortable with singing and playing guitar. So I thought if I got a ukulele, it would take some of the pressure off and just make it more fun. And it has done that. I'm still not very good at singing, but I still do it anyway. But I found out that I really like composing instrumental music. So that's what I've been doing. And I even published a book of picking and music when I was going through my carpal tunnel surgery a few months ago. So that's been fun. So I'm kind of in intermediate land right now at the beginning of it, and just trying to learn more chords and do a lot of chord melody more. So. Oh, and I started learning how to play piano too. So.
Okay. I mean, why not? If you're a little less ambitious, like me, one of the things that I love about the ukulele is if you're an absolute beginner, it's a very easy instrument to start on, but the sky's the limit. You can graduate to playing really fancy stuff like Sheri in particular does back here. But also, if you have experience with the guitar, like Jeff said, you can translate some of that information onto the ukulele fretboard. I'm one of those people who tried to learn to play guitar 6 times, starting when I was about 15. And when I finally started learning to play the ukulele, all that information was really helpful, and the ukulele was a lot easier to learn how to play. It was a lot less punishing on my fingers, and I could just get where I wanted to be a lot faster with it. And at the end of the day, what you really want to do, if you're like me, is you want to play in a band that has a bass player, and then you don't need those extra strings like a guitar has. You're just, somebody else can play those. Did you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Kevin. I'm Susan's boyfriend.
Yes. He actually started me on my whole musical journey. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play guitar.
Cool. Okay.
Was it me?
Yeah, I think it's you, because you're way back
I'm
there.
way back here. I'm Ann. Hi, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I started a long, long time ago. The earth was playing the piano. So I played the piano and I played the guitar. And then Sheri and Jason roped me into playing the ukulele. And it's been so much fun. And you will enjoy it. You will have so much fun playing it. I'm just a little show and tell. This is a sopranissimo. She's so pretty. Isn't she cute? So I brought her for show and tell. And she is, so, and her tone is so very nice. That's the thing about the ukulele is that tones can be so, they're just so rich and so full, and this is the soprano. Most of us have either sopranos or tenors. But I do play the baritone, so don't watch my fingers when I'm playing the baritone, because the baritone is tuned like a guitar. Because that's how the guy roped me in. So, well, you know how to play guitar, you can play the baritone ukulele. But so these are my. I started a long time ago with piano, and then guitar, and then singing. So it's a lot of fun. So we're glad you're all here.
Can you play us a little of
Which one should you play?
each one?
What?
Here, play that one and then.
Somebody has to hold one of these.
Here, I'll-
That's
Oh,
the-
here. Oh, okay.
Okay, so what? I know. So you tell me what chord you're gonna play.
I see.
Okay. So here's Anne playing the soprano. Here's me playing the sopranissimo. And together. So same notes, different order, some higher, some lower, and a nice bright pingy sound because these strings are stretched really tight.
I'm Sue. I'm a retired music teacher, and I picked up ukulele a couple years ago to accompany my children in my classroom. But I was a clarinet player and so also. And so
Playing the
I-
clarinet is pretty hard. People don't know that the fingerings are kind of ridiculous, to be
I
honest.
play all the recorders. I've got all the recorders too. But baritone ukulele is a really nice accompaniment instrument. And it's a lot easier. I could not do the guitar either. But I really enjoyed baritone ukulele, and then I just started going and buying a couple more of the smaller ukuleles. I only know the basic ones, so I'm still a beginner.
Okay. When somebody says I'm a retired music teacher, I think, uh-oh, what are we gonna do? But no, to be honest, I feel like my specialty as a not very accomplished musician hanging around with other musicians is that I know the easy way to do things that sound really cool, and accomplished musicians often don't know some of those tricks, and they can be useful for everybody. So I'm glad you're here.
Is that the concert size you have?
Yes.
Yes, so this is a soprano. Anne is holding a soprano. The concert size is a little bit bigger. It was invented basically for people to play the ukulele as a concert instrument, because originally, the original ukulele 100 years ago or so, 150 years ago, was not very loud. It was a small instrument, and advances in design and string engineering and so forth have allowed modern ukuleles to be a little louder than the originals. But the concert ukulele had a bigger body. It just had more wood, longer strings. It could just put out more sound. And because the neck was longer, the strings had to be tighter when the strings are under to play the same notes. So when the string is under more tension, it tends to generate a louder sound, or at least a brighter sound with more ping in it. So it projects better. So the concert ukulele came along, and then eventually the tenor ukulele came along, which is what the hot shots usually play. Both because it's even bigger. Again, a bigger body to generate even more sound, a longer neck to generate an even brighter sound, and also, because of the longer neck, you can play higher notes. The fretboard actually goes up much higher on a tenor than it does on a soprano. So you get more notes. And also the frets are a little bit farther apart because the neck is longer, so it's easier to play fancy, let your fingers dance around between the frets and play fancier stuff. So most professional ukulele players play tenors nowadays.
But this is a neat solution to that if you want to have the sound of a soprano, which is sort of the classic ukulele sound, but not have to squeeze your fingers. I have small hands, and it's still small for me to play a soprano. So this is a soprano with a tenor length neck. It's called a long neck soprano. It's my latest acquisition, and it
Looks like it'd be a little easier to paddle your canoe with that too.
yeah, that's
Okay, so we have it. Oh, sorry.
No,
What?
Go ahead.
Did we all? Sherry has an
Oh.
introduction.
Sherry.
I'm Sherry, and I'm the one who's too lazy to learn all the chords, so I just play one string at a time. And I get off just decorating what these guys are doing.
She's the
That's-
fantastic finger picker, in other words.
That's what I do.
And she has played guitar for a long time and banjo and a little bit of mandolin and violin and penny whistle and other stuff too as well. And down here,
Well, I'm Dottie, and she invited me to come with her, and I said, why not? I like ukulele.
Nice.
So I climbed here. I used to play piano, I used to play guitar, until I got all the bumps on my fingers, and I couldn't sew.
Oh.
It sort of knocked me out of not playing guitar anymore.
okay. Again, the ukulele just it puts less wear and tear on your fingers in general, softer strings. So again, I think it's a good
If you'd like
choice.
to play tonight, I have another one in the car. I'd be glad to run and get it.
No, I'll bring it next time. I didn't realize, because I was able to get one at the library, but we quite didn't know what it was all about, you know what I mean? But, I just moved into the area, and my former boss, I worked with the elderly in activities, and she taught herself how to play. And at the time, I thought I should have went right with her, but I'm thinking, maybe if I learn, I'll shock her.
Super. Yeah.
Because she plays awesome, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, part of the magic of the ukulele is that it works at any level. It works for beginners, it works for advanced musicians. There's something that anybody can do with it. So I don't know if... Should we do my dog hiss please or no?
I don't know.
If we do,
fun.
if we play Garden Wall, we can teach them all the C chord.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. You'll make them down there.
You
yell.
should come down and yell. Two more steps. One more step.
Okay.
All right, here you go.
Okay. Hey guys, so one of the great things about the ukulele is that it's super easy to play the basic stuff. So let's get our C chords happening, which is this way. I'm recommending you take your ring finger, this one right here, and you put it on the 3rd fret of the string closest to the floor, and that's a C chord. That's all you need. So let that puppy sound out, and then you can play any kind of rhythm you want with that. And interestingly enough, this song has such a sophisticated chord progression that we're going to play for you that's kind of the only chord you need. We will be playing a few other things, but really honestly, if you're just going all the way through, you will be fine. You will be fine. The other thing that this song demonstrates is that the ukulele is also a fine percussion instrument. So at some point, I'm going to stop playing and do the ukulele as drum, which is the other thing that we like to do. There's the chord Z, but then there's also this.
Oh, the bongolele.
The bongolele.
If you flip the ukulele upside down, actually
It is a little bit better.
It is a pair of bongos.
So yeah, so that's the other thing about this.
There is an F chord in this, and a G chord possibly too. So watch our hands if you
want
to
to.
go beyond the first chord. But you can just stick on that. You
sure can.
C if you want.
The C chord is good, chord Z is good, and the bongolele is also good.
Like I was saying to you before, this is one of those secrets of sophisticated music.
Oh, is this sophisticated?
Sometimes the way to make it sophisticated is just to play 2 simple chords at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you play the F and the C at the same time, and it's just an F major 9. And if you play the G and the C at the same time, it's a C major 9. So it's jazz with no effort at all.
And this song is on our one of our CDs. I can't remember which one.
I think it's the new one.
The new one.
The EP.
What's it on the EP?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. don't want to travel out beyond the garden wall. Fare thee well, my mistress dear. Fare thee well, my handsome dog. For I've seen them walking with the sun on their shoulders, and for that I have to go. Knock your ukulele out of tune if you treat it that way.
So those of you who have played guitar or have been learning about playing the guitar might be familiar with bar chords. Have you learned any bar chords on the ukulele? Have you learned any bar chords on the guitar? Oh, that's good, because that's nobody should have to do that. Nobody should have to go to the work of learning guitar chords on the guitar when you can learn bar chords on the ukulele. And a bar chord is simply, it's spelled B-A-R-R-E in French, like in ballet. You just put your finger across the whole neck and cover all 4 strings at once and press them down. And if you do this at the 5th fret, which conveniently enough is usually where the first dot is. So that's easy to find. You've got a D minor 7 chord, or a B, wait, no. No, I'm not wrong. D minor 7, or B6. No, that's F6, sorry, I meant F6. I did it backwards. If you just strum all 4 strings open without using your fretboard hand, that's either an A minor 7 or a C6.
Both of them at the same time.
Or both at the same time. How can that be, you ask? Well, it all depends on what the bass player is doing. The C6 chord and the A minor 7 chord have all the same notes in them. What matters is which one is on the bottom. That's a general principle of music theory and how the brain perceives music. Generally we hear the highest note as the melody, and we hear the lowest note as the foundation of the harmony. And so the bass player can do a lot of damage or a lot of good. So what's great about this is, here's one chord, and here's another chord with the same notes. And then if you bar at the 5th fret, here's another chord, and another chord. And now you can play a song that has a fancy jazz standard that has 4 chords in it without hardly thinking about it at all. So let's just alternate between these a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 beats of, no, 8 beats of this. 7, and 8 beats of this. ukulele, if you want to impress people with your brand new ukulele, with no effort whatsoever, you can just go back and forth between those two chords and it sounds pretty cool all by itself. But if you want to sound even cooler, find a bass player. Everybody looks cooler when they're standing next to a bass player.
Thank you.
Are you such a?
Are we doing the?
Let's do Mackie, yeah.
You'll recognize this song, I think. It's a standard.
So Sheri, do the bar chords, please, so they can see.
Okay.
Oh, but
Should I move over there?
I think maybe we should move over to the left a little bit.
Okay.
I used to teach German at the university, so I know the words to this song in the original German. Sounds fancy, right? But I don't remember the English words except for the very famous first verse. But I'm just going to sing it all in German, and you'll recognize what it is anyway.
Because this is a classy show.
And this is also a swing tune. You might have noticed that a couple of us were souping up the rhythm as we were demonstrating those two chords. And so a swing rhythm is sort of like what Jason described. You put the emphasis on different beats. So this is what I usually play on this tune. Before we continue, you may notice that some of us play with our thumbs, some of us play with our fingers. The finger is sort of the classic way to do it, but it's okay to play with thumb too. I always play with my thumb, almost never with my finger. I just like it better. It feels like I have more control, but that's just me because I'm a mandolin player. Okay, it's more like a pick that way. So this, you're just dying to know what this song is, so here it goes. Okay, here. Sieben Kinder und ein Kreis und der Menge mächtig Messe. Sagt, und die einen sind im Dunkeln, die anderen sind im Licht. Und man sieht die im Lichte, die im Dunkeln sieht man nicht. Here comes the big finish. Und man sieht, and you can see, die im Lichte, the ones in the light, die im Dunkeln, but the ones in the dark, sieht man nicht.
Good job, everybody. You guys rock.
You'll be glad I didn't sing that,
I know that.
unless you know German, in which case you know that there's several murders, arson. I left the verse about sexual assault out because you don't want to go too far. It's from the Three Penny Opera, and Mac the Knife is a bad guy, but he's better than the bankers.
Present company accepted.
In 18th century England, that's where it takes place.
At this point, we are about done for the day, except if you have specific questions or if you're thinking about coming back next month and have suggestions for what we might do next time to build on this. As always with the free library programs, we don't know who will be here next time. And if some of you are here, it'll be great. If some other people are here, it'll be great. The balance of experience and interest in whatever will vary every time, so we'll try to be ready with something. But if you have any, if you have any specific questions or suggestions or anything, now or later.
Do you have a playlist of things that we should be working on?
Oh, that's,
Ooh,
we could make that happen.
Yeah.
sure.
We could put the songs we played today on it.
Yeah, or
Sure.
just, like, give us an assignment,
Okay.
okay? Give us an assignment.
Have you, just to clarify, have you seen what is already on the library website that we've
I
done
just
from the
checked out a
past?
few of them.
Okay. A lot of stuff that we did today is in there. We've been sort of doing a live stream periodically over the past year, starting in our basement and then continuing in the library once the building reopened. So the library website on the main homepage for the library has a tab called e-resources, I believe. Then there's a link in that, a submenu called library videos. And within that submenu is a link called Ukulele Club, which has everything, everything that we've done, that we've called Ukulele Club over the past year. And so there are some short videos explaining and demonstrating some specific techniques. And then there are the live streams that we've done, which if you want to sit through a recording of somebody playing the ukulele live for half an hour, you're welcome. But probably the shorter videos are more focused. There's also some printable PDF documents there with some of the things that we've demonstrated. And you can always get in touch with us. Probably the easiest way to get in touch with us if you're on Facebook is our band website, and we can respond to questions there pretty easily. Also, apparently today's session was live streamed, and so it will be on the library website later this week. And I was about to say you could post comments on the video, but it's not certain that anybody would see them, so I'm not advising that. Of course, you can talk to us after we're done here too. Whatever you like. Anything else? Other questions?
Just a quick question.
Sure.
How, where would you get a second-hand, ukulele for use? I mean, there's your second-hand.
Oh, yeah, I'm plenty of secondhand ukuleles.
Heights guitars.
What is it?
Heights guitars.
Oh, Heights, yeah.
Heights.
H-I-C-E?
No, Heights.
Heights.
H-E-I-G-H-T.
H-I-G-H.
S.
Oh,
Like in the Heights.
Yeah, it's on Reynolds Road.
Heights. And it's where,
Yeah.
Yeah, our favorite source is Elderly Instruments, but that's way up in Lansing, so.
Heights guitars.
If you ever have a chance to go to Lansing, though,
Yeah,
Elderly is one of the best music stores in the world. I mean, I'm not kidding, so
for acoustic instruments.
check it out. Yeah.
do they have them downtown?
Oh, I don't think so.
Alex says it's a straight shot off 25. Yeah.
So how much do they run?
You can get, well, do you want to answer it so you have
The-
you have the mic?
The cheapest decent ones that we have are about $60. You can definitely get cheaper ones than that, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. And I speak from experience as a clarinet player in elementary school. Also, cheap instruments are marketed to beginners, and it's a terrible experience for everybody. A decent instrument that costs a little more will make everybody's life better. It'll make you a better musician.
The great thing about a ukulele is you can get a relatively cheap instrument that is completely certain.
Yeah.
Fine. You can get a relatively cheap instrument that is $60 to $100, and it'll be fine. You know, it'll sound good, it'll play well.
Yeah, watch out for the $10 ukuleles. Those are not so good.
So what would you, I didn't realize there's a soprano and a baritone. I didn't realize there's different kinds of,
The soprano and tenor and concert, I put them in the wrong order. Soprano, concert, and tenor are all tuned the same, even though they're different sizes. So in terms of playing what we've been doing, you can get any one of those. I started on a concert because it was, you know, it was bigger than the soprano, and I thought, but then I ended up playing tenors a lot because for performing for reasons we talked about, it's just usually easier, unless you really want that soprano sound. But starting with the soprano, it'll sound like you're playing the ukulele because Tiny Tim and George Formsby, they all play sopranos.
And they're smaller, so they're generally less expensive just because it's less wood in it. Okay, well, anything else? All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. We're going to send you off with one more song. Feel free to play along or not.
Waffle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Just keeps turning itself on.
Don't look at my fingers. Don't look at my fingers because I'm gonna play the baritone.
She's playing the baritone. It's a warning.
I gotta say, I like how you guys did "Sunshine of Your Life" a lot at the end of that one song.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, in the original song, there's a little bit from Dixie, Stephen Foster song, and so we decided, well, 50 years later, we'll do a little bit of 1960s music to follow it.
It's one of my favorite riffs to play too.
Yeah, it's a great riff.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay,
Ready?
okay, we're ready.
Ready? What?
See if you can recognize any of the songs we're about to play all at once.
I used to think maybe you love me now, baby.
We will. Thank you for mentioning that. We will be playing downtown on Saturday at 5:30 as part of the Downtown BG Live concert series. You can walk around downtown with your beer or what have you and hear ukuleles.
Yeah, there's
And/or
We'll be playing the farmers market on the 14th of July, and we'll be playing
right.
the downtown concert again on the 30th of July. So there are more chances.
I'll be out of town again.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Well, come back on Monday night.
We don't know, we have not heard from Black Swamp people yet.
we don't even know who the headliners are yet for the Black Swamp, but it's coming together.
Just know that they are doing it so far.
We're the bottom line.
Thank you, that was fun.
Thank you so
Thanks
much
for
for
coming.
coming. Thanks, Jim.